多分なんか動画が出てきたらちょっと違くなる。ちょっと待って。はい。はい。ありがとうございます。お疲れ様です。Welcome to the live stream. Please wait while I get my own phone to load the live stream. Ah, here it is. Okay. Let's see if the Zoom is correct. Oh, okay, it looks okay. Thank goodness. I thought the YouTube settings changed it again. Okay, awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Konbanwa. If you don't see me on screen yet, don't worry, I'm not invisible. I'm just setting things up behind the scenes. I want it to come out. Oh, here you go. Where is our latest live stream so I can post a comment? How's everybody doing tonight? Or this morning, perhaps, if you're watching from overseas. It was so hot in Shinjuku today that I had a headache all day, but we soldier on. Oh, here it is. Dokkai. Oh, that's a good idea. Dokkai's tough. I actually like it though. I like getting the chance to read like actual samples of writing in Japanese. Like one time I took this practice exam that had a piece of writing by the person who wrote Earthbound, like the Mother 3 series. And I was like, like I saw the source, it like was written in the source, it was like Shigesato Itoi, and I was like, oh, I love him. It was very exciting for me. Okay, how you doing, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. We're gonna do some practice questions with JLPT N5. Hopefully we'll learn a little bit. Hopefully it will bolster our confidence for the upcoming test in 18 days. Whoa, that's like 2.5 weeks, I guess, or I guess it's about like 3 weeks. Okay, should we hop into it? Should we go to the first question? Here we go. Okay. 明日友達と美術館をします。見る学、見学、見字、見物。Thank you for coming. Welcome. Oh, we got some guesses. We got some twos. Any more guesses? Feeling confident about the test? Okay, let's check out the answer. Yes, the answer is number 2, kengaku, right? So this is tomorrow, my friend and I are going to tour the art museum. So kengaku, it's like you could also use it for, like, for example, if you're going to tour like a place that you're going to work at in the future. It's essentially like you're touring a facility, right? To just sort of like see what's going on, maybe learn something about it. Okay, next up. 弟はスキーがです。ゲタ、ヘタ、ベタ、ゲッテ。All right, we got some for number 2. It is so warm in here. It's so warm. Okay. All right, we got lots of number 2s. Let's check it out. Yes, the answer is heta. Heta desu. My little brother is bad at skiing. He's not good at it. The opposite of heta is jozu. You might also say tokui or umai. Yeah. Fun facts. Geta, for example, in the word geta bako, is the word that you use for the place that you put your shoes. Like when you enter somebody's house. Those are little shoes. Other fun fact, beta. So for example, beta beta means sticky, right? Like hachimitsu ga beta beta desu. Honey is sticky. All right. Yes, hetana, not keiyoshi, not adjective. Okay. 留学生はいます。100人、100人、100人、100人。Okay, we got to guess for 3. Oh, more 3s. I feel like numbers are one of the hardest things to remember in Japanese. Like, I still have my moments, especially with days of the week. Oh boy. Okay, should we look at the answer? Okay, yes, 100人, right? 100. 100. And then here, this hito, like when it's on its own, it's hito, but in this case, it'll become nin, right? Like when we're counting people, it's nin. So like, with the exception of one person, which is hitori, and 2 people, which is futari. From 3 onward, it becomes nin. So for example, san nin. Now, hyaku will become byaku in the case of 300. San byaku, right? And for example, in the case of 600, it'll be ropyaku. And 800 is hapyaku. So that's how that works out there. All right, next up we have 今日はです。水曜日、土曜日、日曜日、金曜日。All right, we got some guesses for 4. Lots of confident guesses for 4. Yes, the answer is 金曜日, Friday, right? So today is Friday. It's actually Thursday today. So today, in reality, or at least in the reality of me now in Shinjuku, Japan, it is mokuyobi, Thursday. So I guess just to go over the days of the week we have, here this is nichiyobi, that is Sunday. Monday is getsuyobi. Tuesday is kayobi, the fire. Wednesday is suiyobi. Thursday is mokuyobi, it's a tree. And then Friday, Friday is kinyobi, right here. And then Saturday is doyobi. And I swear every time I look at the days of the week, I always think of Sailor Moon, because the names of like the same thing with it's the same in English and like Greek and Roman and like Spanish and a bunch of other languages, but the days of the week are named after the planets, like actually. And so just like in Sailor Moon, when all like the sailor soldiers are named after the planets, so are the days of the week, you know? Okay. Blank まで案内します。Can't read. Literally dyslexic. 出口、出口、出口、出口。Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah, it's like, isn't that crazy that like across so many different languages, everyone is like, yes, the days of the week are planets. Confirmed. Okay, we got lots of guesses for 4. Let's check it out. Deguchi. Yes, the exit. So I will show you to the exit, right? Yes. Oh yeah, I guess we can explain what's happening here is that this on its own is kuchi, and then when this comes in front of it, it becomes guchi. So deguchi. Okay. 病院のに大学があります。西、北、東、南。What do we think? Okay, cool. Okay, lots of guesses for 3. Oh yeah. Oh heck yeah. Good work. Higashi, east. So to the east of the hospital, there is a college or a university. This is Nishi, that's west. Kita, that's north. And Minami is south. Cool, cool, cool. East? I thought you said west. How do I open up the thing? Okay, there we go. あと、blank で5月です。4日、8日、8日、8日。Oh, lots of guesses for 3. Okay. Yes, the answer is 8日. That is the 8th, or 8 days in this case, because we're talking about after 8 days pass, it'll be 5月, May. Okay. 警察官が言いました。Oh my god, I gave it away. Sorry. I do that every time. Okay, let's just go straight to the answer on this one. Yes, so it's 言いました. This is said. So the police officer said, right? Yeah. Anything else to go over with this one? Yeah, so it's somebody said something. You're quoting something that somebody said. Sorry about that one, folks. So sorry. Okay. 6日に遊園地に行きます。Okay, lots of guesses for 4. Let's check it out. Yes, this is the 6th, 6日. This is 6 or 6. But in this case, it reads as 6日, and this becomes ka. To go over our others, we have 4日, right? Little tiny tsu, 4日. And then earlier we saw the one that was 8. That was 8日. Looks terrible. 8日. This is 1日. When we're talking about the day of the week. When we're talking about one day, it's 1日. So like, sorry, day of the week, じゃなくて, not day of the week, but like day of the month. So if we're saying it is the first of the month, we say 1日, the first of the month. If we're saying one day, like one day period, it's 1日. This is 10日. And here it's written with an O. 10日. Cool. Yes, as I said previously, numbers in Japanese, very tricky. Lots of just memorization. Okay. 外は暗いですから気をつけてください. Okay, lots of guesses for one. Wow, everybody's really on it today. Yes, this is soto, outside. It's dark outside, so be careful. Yes, so this is outside, soto. It can also sometimes be read as gai, like for example, gaikoku, a foreign country, a country outside of your own country. This reads as you, as in evening, like yugata, evening. This can read as na, for example, as in namae, right? Namae. Or it can read as may, like you may. You may. And then this could be tsukunai, so it'd be tsukunai, or sukoshi, or it could be sho, as in like sho, which is like a fancy way of saying a little bit. You know, it's like chotto, but it's a little fancier. Sho. All right. Next up. Haha wa kagami ga. Kagami. I'm literally dyslexic. I was researching it, and it's like, it's possible to be dyslexic in a foreign language, like even if you're not in your own language. I think I might be. Haha wa kami ga nagai desu. Okay, what do we think? All right, lots of passionate number 4s. Yes, okay, we're confident. Yes, nagai. This is the kanji for nagai, long. My mother has long hair, right? Kami ga nagai. Haha is mother. This is yoi, right? Same thing as e, right? It's good. Yoi. This is supposed to be small, but I think it's chisai is what it would be. It would have a little sa in here. And then this is yasui, cheap. Yasui. All right, next up. Okay. あれは100年前の家です。Okay, we got some 4s, we got some 3s. Are you ready for the answer? Okay, more 4s. Yes, the answer is number 4. This is the kanji for year, right? So that is a house from 100 years ago, right? It's a 100-year-old house. So this is, here it reads nen because it's 100 years. It could also read as toshi, like kotoshi, this year. This is the character for Japanese yen, which is pronounced n in Japanese. This can read as toki or as ji, like ichiji, 1 o'clock. And then this is go for 5. Sometimes it reads as like itsu, like itsutsu or itsuka, right? So itsutsu is 5 things. Itsutsu. And then itsuka is 5 days, or the 5th. Yay. Okay, next up. この本は何の本ですか? Okay, lots of ones. Lots of ones. Okay. Yes, it's nan. This is nan. Nani. So nan no, or nani ga, nani mo. So it means what. So this book is what kind of book, right? Here we're using the no to get like context that describes what kind of book it is. So what kind of book is it? This is the character that means like rotation or frequency, like mawaru. or mawasu, rotate, or kai, which is like 1回, 3回. That's like one time, 2 times. This is ka. It means like something is possible or allowed. So it's like petto ka. You're allowed to have pets in this apartment, for example. And then this is onaji, or like do. And the meaning is essentially like same or together. Like doji ni, at the same time. All right, next up. あの学生は足が速いですね。Okay, lots of ones. Confident ones, yes. This is ashi, foot or feet, legs. That student is fast, right? Ashi ga hayai. Legs are fast, aka they're fast. This is mouth, right? Kuchi. This is ear, mimi. And this is just hito, right? Person. Okay. 後で電気をください. Now we're getting into verbs. Okay, we got some 2s. 3, 2. Should we check out the answer? That was supposed to be a drum roll, by the way. Okay. Yes. Keshite kudasai. So, denki o kesu. That is to turn off the electricity. So, please turn off the lights afterward, right? Atode. Kesu, keshite. This is te kudasai, right? Please do. Kiete, this is the intransitive version of kesu. So instead of being kesu, it's kieru. So something goes off, like denki ga kieta. The lights went off. Or, it could also mean like something disappeared, like pen ga kieta. Like I lost my pen. Where did it go? And then this is akeru, right? To open something. Open, like open the window, for example. Mado o akeru. And then this is like harder than the other ones. This is like the same thing as tariru. This is like the same basic verb. What was it? Tariru? I'm not positive about this part. But basically it means that like you have enough of something. Yes. So it's like you have, for example, if it's tarinai, it would be like you don't have enough of something. But so essentially that's what this reading is coming from, this verb. This one's a little hard. Okay, next up. To cut, kiru. Like kami o kiru. Okay. アイスクリームはblank 冷たいですね。甘くて、熱くて、悪くて、軽くて。Okay, we got some ones. Yes, 甘くて。甘い. It's sweet. Sweet, sweet ice cream. I love ice cream. Did you know that first of all, if you know of the existence of Baskin Robbins, the place that sells ice cream, Baskin Robbins, not sponsored, by the way. Would love to be sponsored by Baskin Robbins. Free ice cream, are you kidding? Baskin Robbins is called 31 in Japan because when you put the B and the R next to each other, if you look in the center, it looks like it says 31. Isn't that crazy? I didn't learn that until I came to Japan. Anyway, yes, it's sweet. Atsukute, it's hot. warukute, this is bad. And this is karukute, light, not heavy. Okay. 病院はうちから blank ですから早く着きます。軽い、遠い、明るい、近い。Do you have guesses? What do you think? Oh, we got some fours. Let's check out the answer. Yes, 近い, close, nearby. So the hospital is close to my house, so I get there quickly, right? I arrive quickly. As we said before, karui is light, not heavy. Toi is far, so it's the opposite of chikai. And akarui is bright. You know, like a light, a bright light, or a bright personality. You know, like a cheerful personality. Next. Okay. この言葉の意味は blank わかりません。What do you think? We got some threes? Check out the answer. Ding! Okay, yes. 全然わかりません. Not at all. Not at all. I don't understand the meaning of this word at all, right? Not at all. 全然, right? So it's 全然 and then a negative at the end. いっぱい, that can be like a lot. So it's like お腹がいっぱい, right? Like my stomach is full. So it could be like, you know, there's a lot of them. It's like full to the brim. Or if it's like いっぱい and then like the counter for drinks, it would be like 1 cup. But don't worry about that. If it's written like this, it's usually the meaning of like a lot. And then tokidoki, sometimes, and then もうすぐ, like very soon. Okay. Blank. 夜お風呂に入ります。あまり、いつも、もっと、だんだん。Okay, lots of twos. Lots of twos. Good work. It's いつも, right? Always. いつも夜お風呂に入ります。I always take a bath at night, right? 夜。Amari is similar to what we saw with zenzen, where you're saying not much, not very often. So like a amari, something nai, right? So it's amari and then a negative. Motto, that's more. So like do something more, have more of something. And then dandan is like something is like growing, sort of like at an accelerated rate. So like it's getting bigger and bigger, or it's being this way more and more. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, next up. 私はゆっくり家に遊びます。帰ります。乗ります。始めます。Okay, okay. We're in agreement here. Yes, 帰ります. To go home, to return. So this is I return home like slowly or like at a relaxed, calm pace. And the reason that we're getting 帰ります here, as you all seem to know, is because we have ni, right? So it's a movement verb that should be coming here, right? Because we're saying we go home, right? We return home. If we wanted to use something like asobimasu, it would be de, right? Because our house is where we're doing the action of playing, hanging out. Cool, right? And then this is to ride on. And then this is to begin. Okay. ご飯をで温めます。冷蔵庫、洗濯機、掃除機、電子レンジ。Oh, dropping my phone. Okay, we got some guesses. Okay, we got some 4s, we got some 2s. We ready to see the answer? Okay, yes, so it's denshi renji. So this is a microwave. This one's kind of hard. Microwave. Okay, so I heat, right? Atatameru, to heat, to warm something up. My rice or my food in the microwave, right? De, right here we're saying de because we're using the tool of the microwave to do the heating. Reizoko, that's the fridge, the refrigerator. Sentakuki, that's the washing machine. And then sojiki is a vacuum cleaner. Yes, microwave. I once tried to look up why it became this, and apparently range, for example, like gas range, is another word that people use to refer to like a stove top, or like a place that you do cooking. Like when you cook things on the stove, like people would call this a range. And then denshi is like you're using like the electric waves. It's basically like an electric wave range. Okay. ATM はこのデパートの5です。タイ、貝、本、min. Okay, lots of 2s. We ready? Here we go. 3. Yes. 5階. So this is the counter for what floor you're on of a building, right? Like first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth floor, right? 5階. So the ATM is on the 5th floor of this department building, this department store. Tai, this is most likely the counter for like bodies or like what would you say? Like, for example, like in a video game, like if you're talking about like enemies, you would be like, what would you say? Like, teki santa imasu. Like there's 3 enemies over there, and it's like that's how you can count like things that like have a body. Hon, we know we use that for counting long things. So like a like a drink, for example, like a bottle of something. And then nin, that's just the counter for people. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Blank をなくしました。今何時ですか？上着、傘、鉛筆、時計。Okay, we got some guesses for 4. Cool, all right. Yes, 時計, a watch or a clock. So I lost my watch. What time is it right now? Right? This is the giveaway. This is how we know what it is that they lost. Because they're asking for the time. Uwagi, that's like that's like a jacket, basically. It's like a coat that you wear. Kasa, that's an umbrella. And enpitsu is a pencil. Okay. 風が強いですから、ブランクを閉めてください。机、部屋、窓、エアコン。 Okay, we got some guesses for 3. Some for 4. Okay, let's check it out. Yes, mado, that's a window. So it's the wind is strong, right? The wind is strong, 強い. So let's, please close the window. 窓を閉める。閉めてください。This is a desk. 机。部屋 is room. And aircon is air conditioner, right? Air conditioner. Aircon. These little like abbreviated katakana words are so fun to me. It's like, I wonder what it was originally. And then it's like, oh, it's just a little abbreviation. Okay. 今朝、シャープペンシルを修理しました。直しました。選びました。作りました。壊しました。What do we think? Got some for 1? Oh, more ones. We got some for 4. Should we check it out? Let's see. Yes. 直す. Fix. 直しました. 修理. That's also fixing, repairing something. So sharp pencil. That's a mechanical pencil. You know the pencil where you put the lead in and then you like click, click, click and it comes out? This is the Japanese word for a mechanical pencil. Yes, so this morning I fixed my mechanical pencil. How? How, I ask. I have had so many mechanical pencils break on me, and then I always try to fix them, and then like the lead just gets like stuck in the little opening and it never comes out. Anyway. 私の姉はとても親切です。優しいです。きれいです。楽しいです。かっこいいです。Okay, we got some guesses for 1. Lots of ones. Okay, confident about 1. Yes, 優しいです。Nice, kind. My older sister, is very kind. Yes, 優しい can also mean something is like easy. But in this case, we're using it to mean nice because we're talking about a person's personality. きれい, that's beautiful, pretty, or clean. 楽しい, that's fun. And then かっこいい, that's like cool or handsome or attractive. All right. それは両親の車です。祖父と祖母の弟と妹の父と母の兄と姉の。Okay, lots of guesses for 3. Here we go. Yes, 父と母, mother and father. So that is my parents' car. 両親, both parents. This is grandfather and grandmother. This is little brother and little sister. And then this is older brother and older sister. Okay. この日本語の問題は優しいです。少ないです。簡単です。難しいです。大丈夫です。Okay, we got some guesses for 2. 2, lots of 2s, oh my gosh. Good work, everybody. 簡単, easy, right? We saw before, this can also mean easy. So 優しい, 簡単, both mean easy. So this Japanese language question, this problem that we're trying to solve, is easy. 少ない, that means few, right? Not a lot. 難しい, that's difficult, so it's like the opposite. And then 大丈夫, that means like fine. So it's like, but this is usually you would use in the sense of like, I guess like whether things are like okay or not okay. Like, oh, like yes, it's fine. What would you say? Like, oh yeah, like I'm not sad, I'm fine. You know, it's less so a measure. It's not like a measure of it's easy, it's hard. It's like good, bad kind of thing. Okay. 書いた後でシャツを洗濯します。脱ぎます。取ります。替えます。洗います。Okay, got some guesses for 4. Feeling good? Feeling good about that one? Here we go. Yep, 洗います。To wash. So after I got home, 帰った後, right? So after I washed my shirt, right? 洗濯. So this is like washing clothing, right? To do laundry. Oh my gosh, can I spell laundry? Laundry. And then this is to wash. So you can use this in the sense of washing clothes, right? You could also use it for like washing your hands, washing your face. It basically means to like clean with water. Nugimasu, this is to take off. So like to take off a piece of clothing. And then this torimasu, right? This is like to take something. And then kaemasu, this is, I guess, I can buy something. I'm not sure what verb this is supposed to be because there's no kanji. But yes. Okay. 隣の遊園地は午後7時まで開いています。I love Yuenchi. I'm a big fan. Wait for like 30 years down the road when we open Nihongo no Mori World. Disney will be screaming and crying. A free Morio-kun with every purchase. Okay, we got some guesses for 2. Should I read these out? Would that be helpful? 午後7時に開きます。午後7時に閉まります。午後7時まで終わっています。7時から始まっています。Okay, so it looks like we're a little divided on this one. Should we check out the answer? We'll talk about it. Okay, yes, so the answer is 2. 午後7時に閉まります。So it closes, right? 閉まる at 7 p.m., right? Gogo. What's happening up here is the amusement park, like next door, like so, like I guess the amusement park next to where I am, it operates like it's open until 7. So because it's open until 7, right? This until shows the deadline of when that ends. It goes until that time and then it ends. So here we know that it ends at that time. It closes at that time. This is that it opens at 7 p.m. But that's not right. And then this is, here, let's look at this one first. So this is, it, again, it is beginning from 7. And then this is, the grammar for this one is kind of weird. You wouldn't say made and owatteimasu because owatteimasu means that it is already over, right? It is in the state of being over. So if we're saying until, this would have to be not over yet. So that's why it doesn't really work out. Okay, do we feel okay about that one? We good? Let's check out the next one. Okay, oh, there's a particle one. I love particle questions. Okay. 私の父は今東京住んでいます。We're into the grammar, guys. Run for cover. Oh, we got lots of 3s. Okay. Guys, are we feeling confident about grammar today? Okay. So the answer for this is 3. And the reason why is we're talking about where a living person exists. Like location. I mean, you could also use it for non-living things. But in that case, it would be aru. So like location ni aru or location ni iru. So exists in a location. And the same thing applies to living, right? So I live in Tokyo, right? So here it's my father lives currently, ima, right now, lives in Tokyo. So that's why we get ni. As long as there's no keigo. There might be one or two, who knows? Let's find out. Okay. Yeah, ni and de can be very tricky, but I use that with location at least. I use that principle of if it's like if it's an existence verb, we use ni. And then if it's like a action verb, we use de. Okay. あさっての夜は彼女とデートあります。Okay, we got some guesses for 1, some for 2. Some more ones. Okay. Yes, the answer is 1. So it's deito ga arimasu. So it's like here we're saying like noun ga aru in the sense of this thing like exists. I have it. Like it is planned. It's a planned event, right? Like kono hi ni ebento ga arimasu, right? So like on this date there is an event. An event will occur. Yes, that's why we get ga, right? So the day after tomorrow, at night, I have a date with my girlfriend. All right. 家族、誰が一番足が速いですか? This one's tricky. Okay, a couple different guesses. Okay. Okay, let's check out the answer. Yes, the answer is de. And the reason why is this is being used to mean like out of a category. So the way that I like when I see things like this, I imagine blank no naka de. That's like the unspoken part here. It's like out of, right? Like noun no naka de, out of this category, right? This is the category. And then you ask a question or like you make a statement. So that's why we use de here. So it's nani nani no naka de or nani nani de, right? It's talking about the category. So out of the people in your family, who is the fastest, right? Ichiban, right? First. So the most, adjective. Who is the most fast? Okay. 昨日、動物園でパンダ、ゾウなどを見ました。Okay, got some guesses for 3. Okay, lots of 3s. Good work. Here we say ya because we're listing things, but it's like an unlimited list. So it's like both pandas and elephants and also some other things, right? This also gives us a hint. This nado, meaning etc., meaning, you know, I'm going to list 2 things and then there are other things in the list that I'm just not saying. And that's where we use the particle ya, right? That's the difference between ya and to, right? Because if it's to, it's I only saw a panda and an elephant. So yesterday at the zoo, I saw things like pandas and elephants. You got it. Okay. ご飯の後でお菓子を食べていいですか? Yes, to is limited. When you use to, it'll be just the things that you have like actually said or written in the sentence. Okay, we got some guesses. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, so this is 食べてもいいですか? This is a grammar pattern, right? So it's te form of a verb. もういいですか? Or もういいですか? So this is how we ask permission, right? We say, is it okay, right? Is it okay if I eat a snack after our meal, right? So maybe this might be like a kid. This might be like a kid asking their parent, like, oh, is it okay if I have a cookie after dinner? You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, these kinds of problems, I want to say, are like some of the trickiest of the like particle choosing variety, because rather than it being like just using particles in the sentence, it's like you have to remember the specific, you have to like realize that it's the grammar structure where it's happening. Like, for example, there will be things like no ga ski desu toka, like verb no ga ski, like those grammar patterns. Those kinds of things come up too. Okay. あの学生をか? はい、おととい一緒に遊びました。Okay. 遊びます。遊んでいます。知ります。知っています。Okay, some guesses for 4. More 4. Okay, we got some 2. Maybe 2, maybe 4. What do we think? Okay, blam. Okay, the answer is 4. Now let's talk about this. So it's, do you know 知っています that student? あの学生. Yes. The day before yesterday, we hung out together. 一緒に遊びました. So what's happening here is that we're saying, yes, I know, or like, do you know that person, right? So it's the verb shiru. And when you know things, you do it in the te imasu form. When you don't know things, it's shirimasen. So it's not in the te form, but it would just be shirimasen. Dun, 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 dun. Right? And it's not going to be asondeimasu because the act of playing already happened 2 days ago, right? So they can't be in the current action of playing. Right? And so I guess maybe let's talk a little bit about the difference between shirimasu and shitteimasu. So shitteimasu is like you're talking about like knowledge that is currently in your head. You are in the state of knowing something, right? That knowledge is in your head. But when you don't know something, it's not already in your head, right? There's nothing there. Which is why it won't be in the te form, right? No te form for not knowing, but yes te form for knowing, because you are in the state of holding that knowledge constantly. It's like if you're married, right? You're constantly in the state of being married, right? Kekkon shiteiru, kekkon shiteimasu, right? It's a state of being. The same thing with knowledge. I am always in the state of holding this information in my brain, which is why we say shiteimasu. Okay. I personally think the best way to learn vocabulary is from reading. Like, you know, especially I guess if you're N5 level, for example, pick up like an easy like children's book or something like that. Something that will be entertaining for you, so that way you'll feel motivated to continue through the story. When I first got really into Japanese and I finished when I was like still at intermediate level, I started to try to read manga and stuff. And the way that I would remember words is that from the context of the scene, if the same word shows up again and again, you can just figure out from the context of the sentences what it means. So it's like a really natural like way to study without even having to put in that much effort, you know? It's like more fun and easier than just like sitting there with a vocabulary like textbook and being like, oh, what are these? N3 class. Don't worry, well, I'll get there someday. Okay. Like, I remember when I first started studying Japanese and I was like, I'm never gonna be good at this. And then I just spent a lot of time, like, I feel like the thing that helped me the most was just spending a lot of time in my free time, like, trying to study it through, like, watching TV or playing games. And then I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. N3 is on, wait, I have it in the very beginning. Hold on. Let's check. Wait, this is better. N3 is on next Friday. Next Friday, Yuka Sensei is having our N3 live stream. Be there or be a triangle. Okay, here we are. Da-da-da, we did this one, and we did this one, and we did this one. Okay. 先生の電話番号はですか? Okay. 何冊? 何番? 何枚? 何本? Okay. Twos? Two? We feeling good about two? Dun, dun, dun. Yes. 何番? Right? So 電話番号, right? It's the, oh, forgot to turn on the pen. 電話番号, right? It's the number. So we're saying, what number is it, right? So what is their number? What's the teacher's number? Nansatsu, that's the counter for books, right? Like, この一冊で合格する. So pass with just this one book. Here we have our two new I Love Kanji books. Nisatsu. Yes, mai is used for thin objects like paper. And then bon is from hon, right? What we saw before, which is the counter for long things, right? Like long, thin things. Okay. All right. 町へ出かけるとき、父、お金をもらいました。Okay, we got a guess for one. More ones? We feeling good about one? Check the answer. Yes, kara. So now we're saying that when I go out, you know, when I hit the town, machi e dekakeru, I receive money from my father, right? So what's happening here is kara is denoting the source of where the money came from. And that source was our father. Chichi kara okane o moraimashita. Okay. Oh, maybe just one good thing to go over. Here, there's another particle we could use to the same effect, which would be ni. Now, when we say chichi ni okane o moraimashita, that is the same thing as saying I got the money from my dad, but it's less about the source of the money, and it's more about the fact that, like, we had an interaction, right? So my father gave it to me directly, right? It's like, here's me. Yay, thanks, Dad. Okay, next up. 今日、日本語の勉強をしましたか? はい、先生がたくさん教えて、blank. もらいました。待ちました。くれました。しました。Okay, we got some guesses for one. 111. Okay, we feeling confident? Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to be so. I didn't mean for that to be snarky at all. Okay, so this is like trick question. This one's hard. So the way that we know that it's kuremashita and not moraimashita is the particles. Dun dun dun. So because it's sensei ga takusan oshiete, because it's ga, it's gonna be kureta. Because we're drawing attention to the person who did the action, right? Like I talked a bit about this in my like matome video, like in my summary video of the grammar points in this in like N5 and N4. But basically, when somebody does something for you, and you're telling the story from their perspective, from the giver's perspective. From the giver's perspective, it's ga, right? So it's the person who gave ga, and then kureru, right? And then the kureru implies that they gave to you, the speaker. Now, when we tell it from the speaker's perspective, we say like, watashi wa, it'll become sensei ni. I received it from. Or like we saw earlier, it was, we also had kara. But so when we are talking from the receiver's perspective, it's receiver wa, and then giver ni, right? Giver ga kureru, giver ni morau. Cool? Feeling better about the distinction? This is one of the hardest things, honestly. Like which particle goes with which thing. Once you start studying like causative and causative passive, oh my gosh, it's gonna be like a whole it's gonna be a nightmare, but don't worry, as time goes on it gets easier. Okay. この川で blank は行けません。この川で blank は行けません。泳がない、泳ぐ、泳いで、泳ぎません。Particles of doom. Tricky particles. Okay, got some guesses. Okay, we got some for 3, some for 2, some for 4. All right, we're a little divided on this one. This is another tricky triangles problem. This one's also a bit tricky. Let's check it out. Okay, so the answer is oyoide, because it's another grammar pattern. So it's oyoide wa ikemasen, right? So it's de wa ikemasen. Must not do. It's prohibited, right? It's bad, don't do it, right? So it's, you must not swim in this river, right? So that's why it's going to be, so the original verb, oyogu, is our dictionary form. And in order to get it to be in this form, we take the te form of the verb. So, oyogu, oyoide, and then wa ikemasen. Yes, that's why we get that one. Okay. Chichi wa senshu, sorry, blind. Watashi wa senshu chichi blank 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 tekakemashita. This is one of our narabikae, right? Change the order problems. Change the order and then pick. I don't know why the star is there. He's supposed to be a little higher. Don't worry about it. Don't look. And then you pick which of the words comes where the star goes in the correct order. Watashi wa senshu chichi tekakemashita. What do you think? 一緒にとの妹. 2143. What would that be? 父と一緒に妹の 2. Okay. と More for 2. 2. Do we want to try to line them up together? So here we have imoto, right? So this is younger sister. So here we have father. So in order to use up our words, what we need to do is probably show the relationship between the father and the younger sister. So what'll happen is it'll become chichi no imoto, my father's younger sister. So that's how we can use up 3 and 4. So then we get 3, 4. And then we're going to shift gears to saying what we did. So here we're going to say we went with her. So in order to say we both did the action together, we say to. So it'll be to. Sorry, I'm like writing this weird. To. And then this would be to. So chichi no imoto to. And then issho ni dekakemashita. Right? So we get number 2 goes in this little spot. Cool? Feeling good? Okay. Sengetsu blank 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 no skirto wa totemo kawaii desu. This one might be a little tricky. Little tricky triangles. Do you guys know tricky triangles? It's like that little puzzle where there's like all the little pins and then you have to jump the pins over each other and then like you take out the pin that was between them and then you have to try to get it so there's only one pin left. Tricky triangles. Okay. Looks like a cheese grater. Or a Cool Ranch Dorito. Do you guys like Doritos? Not sponsored. Okay. 4, 2, 1, 3, 3. Oh, that was before. 4, 1, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's check it out. So this is Sengetsu. This would be Sengetsu haha. When is N3? N3 is next Friday. Okay. I feel like we're confident about this one. Should we just check it out? Let me just look at the answer. Yes, the answer is 4, 1, 2, 3. Right? So it's Sengetsu haha ni moratta America no skato. So this one is tricky, I think, because it's a noun. Like the whole thing is like a noun that we're describing, right? So it's like we're modifying a noun to like describe what kind of noun it is. So the noun that we're modifying is skirt, right? Skato. And so the modifying begins here at the beginning of the sentence. So last month, and then it's going to be so Americano, right? So it's a noun, no, Americano, just working backwards. Americano scato, skirt from America. And then moratta. So this is the next way we can connect it to a noun, right? So moratta, the skirt, the American skirt I received. Who did I receive it from? So in order to connect that, we're going to add ni. And then the person I received it from was my mother. So it becomes the skirt from America that I received from my mother last month. And that all modifies skirt, right? Is very cute. There'd be Don't Panic for N3. There is a Don't Panic for N3 on the channel. We did it last December? We did it a few months ago. Go check it out. Okay. Tokyo no blank 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 blank. 一番賑やかですか? Doko eki ga de? Do you have guesses? Okay, 2, 4, 1, 3. Oh, I'm all out of water. Enough for N3. I mean, it covers all the grammar that you need to know. So I guess if you want to, like I would say that should get you through grammar. Like that should help you with the grammar. And then for vocab, it's probably helpful to do some other study. Like, I mean, like there's stuff on the Nihongo no Mori app and stuff. Or maybe if you have like a vocabulary book or like, I wonder, are there like dokkai mondai books Like I remember when I was preparing, I would do a lot of practice exams. Like I would just see what kind of questions appear through the practice exams, because the kinds of questions that have appeared before, the same like patterns are likely to appear again, I believe, like just from like looking at a bunch of them and taking the test myself. Yeah, that's my advice. Okay. Okay, 2341, 2413. Okay, let's check it out. Yes, so it's 2413. This one is a little tricky. But so what's happening is we're saying, again, we have that de, right? No naka de, right? So out of the category of stations in Tokyo, out of the category of, right? So Tokyo no eki de, where is the most lively, right? Doko ga ichiban nigieka desu ka, right? Out of all the stations in Tokyo, which is the most lively? By the way, I feel like it might be Shinjuku. I mean, I haven't been to all of the stations in Tokyo, but Shinjuku is, oh my gosh, it's so busy there all the time. It's like if you're trying to just get home. Okay. If you're trying to just get home from work through Shinjuku Station, oh boy, the trains are like packed like sardine cans. Okay. これは blank 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 です。ケーキ買ったスーパーでリンゴの Only a few questions left. Power through. Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 4, 1. I said it during the stream on Tuesday, but so many of these questions are like modifying noun questions. It's like what noun gets modified, where does the modification start and end, and that helps you figure out the flow of the sentence. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, yes, the answer is 3, 2, 4, 1. これはスーパーで買ったリンゴのケーキです。Right? So, what kind of cake is it? Right? So, cake comes last. What kind of cake is it? It's an apple cake. It's an apple cake that we bought at the supermarket. Right? So, it just goes backwards like that. Next up. いつも blank 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 ご飯を食べます。を洗ってから手。4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got lots of 4, 1, 2, 3s. All right. Good work, everybody. It is 4, 1, 2, 3. So we have いつも手を洗ってからご飯を食べます。So I always eat after having washed my hands, right? So 手から after this is complete, then I do this, right? After this has happened, then I do that. Da 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 da. Right? Da 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 da. Anything else? Right? Te o arau. Clean our hands. I think this one's pretty straightforward. Oh, N3 is not tomorrow Friday, but next Friday. Yes, so it's Yuka Sensei is doing, I believe it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's like N1 Monday, N2 Wednesday, N3 Friday. I'm gonna display the schedule again in a sec, like after we finish the questions. It'll be at the end. So just hang in there. Okay. 大人になったらいっぱい blank 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 です。Good luck, everybody. 頑張ってください。Okay. 車乗りにたい。Okay. 1, 3, 2, 4. 1, 3, 2, 4. 1, 3, 2, 4. Oh, very confident about this one. Yes. 1, 3, 2, 4. So it's 車に乗りたいです。Right? When I grow up, when I become an adult, 大人になる, I want to ride in cars a lot, right? I ride in my car, right? 車に乗る, right? That's to ride. And then 乗りたい is I want to ride, right? This one's pretty straightforward, I think. Dun, 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 dun. All right. カレーライスとlike いいですか？どちらでもいいですよ。が、どちら？サンドイッチと 3, 4, 2, 1 or 3, 4, 2, 1 3, 4, 2, 1 okay yes 3, 4, 2, 1 so it's カレーライスとサンドイッチとどちらがいいですか right so now we're comparing two things we're saying between curry rice and a sandwich right so it's noun to どちらが right? So which is, in this case, it's which do you prefer? Which is good? Which do you like? And this person is like, I like both of them. Either one is good. Which do you guys prefer? This is level 5 today. Do we have questions about this one? Right? Remember, noun to, どちらが usually like adjective or something. Right? It'll be like, which is the most adjective? どちらが大きいですか？遠いですか？どちら do we need to end with the question? So it's like, so this is a very special case where we're comparing two things. So it's like between this thing and this thing, which is this? But for example, if it was just like 誕生日は sorry, let me write it. 誕生日 birthday 誕生日はいつですか? Again, so it's like this is the thing that we're asking about. This is our topic, and what we're asking is when is it? So it's like, I guess it's sort of like the context of what you're asking comes here, and then the actual question word. So it's like, and then, so this is also a question word here, but what's happening here is that it's question word demo. And when you have question word demo, for example, どちらでも, 何でも, 誰でも, that means any. So it's like, in this case, it's either is fine because it's which, any. And for example, if it was 何でも, it's whatever, right? Anything. If it's 誰でも, it's anyone. So that's why it's like sort of different around here. Okay, next up. 社長 blank 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 ゴルフです。のスポーツは好きな。Okay, 1, 4, 2, 3. 1, 4, 2, 3. Last minute tips. It's very hot outside, so drink lots of water. Get good sleep before the test. Arrive early so you can calm your nerves. That's what I tried to do. It was also really hot when I took the test. I took the test in July and it was like, ugh. But yeah, since we're getting so close to the test, like, I feel like once it gets to be like around this time, it's like review, you know? It's like, it might be hard to like learn any new information, so just like really stick to what your strengths are. Oh, also another tip when taking the test, this really worked for me. Answer the questions that you're best at first. So like for me, it was like I did all of the reading questions first. Like I would read the whole thing and then answer those questions because I knew that those are the ones I'm most likely to get right. So spend more time like acing the ones that you think you'll do good. And then in the end, when you get to the things that you're worse at, those are the ones where it's like, oh, I don't have time, it's okay to guess. You know, that's sort of my test taking strategy for the JLPT. Okay, yes, looks like everybody, okay. Oh. Okay, this one might be a little bit tricky. Okay, so the answer for this one is 1, 4, 2, 3. So it's 社長の好きなスポーツはゴルフです. So in this case, was coming all the way over here because the topic of the sentence is the boss's favorite sport, right? So 社長の, right? It's his favorite sport, possessive. 好きなスポーツ, favorite sport. His favorite sport is golf. Okay. 自動販売機 blank 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 を買います。ジュースでかコンビニ。Guesses? Thoughts? I don't know if my phone is just lagging. Oh, okay, we got some. 3, 4, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. Okay, 4, 2, 1, 3. All right, we're a little divided on this one. Should we try to solve it together? So here we have 自動販売機, that is a vending machine. We also have コンビニ, that's a convenience store. So we also have this particle か. And since there doesn't seem to be any kind of question or a embedded question here, so in this case, か is going to be or. So it's going to be this or that. Noun, か, noun. So in this case, we're going to say 自動販売機かコンビニ. And then we know that we're going to say ジュースを買います because it's the only noun left in the sentence. So it's ジュースを買います. And we are using で to mark where we're buying the juice. So it becomes 自動販売 here, let's go to the answer. Yes, 3, 4, 2, 1. 自動販売機がかコンビニでジュースを買います. Right? So I buy juice at either the convenience store or at a vending machine. Hi. Okay. その人 blank 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 好きだからコンサートに行きたい。歌い方のかっこいいが Yes, it can be used as or. It'll be like noun か noun. Or it could be like phrase か phrase. Okay, N1 for N 2 1 4 3 2 3 1 4. What do we think? Last question, everybody. Give it your best. Dun 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 dun. Okay, the answer is 2 3 1 4. So it's その人のかっこいい歌い方が好きだからコンサートに行きたい. So here, if we work backwards, we know that for like noun が好き, we know it has to be noun が好き. So it'll be が will go here in number 4, right? It'll go there in the last place. And then the noun that we have here is 歌い方, the way of singing, right? So, and then this is an adjective, so the way to connect this e adjective to a noun is for it to go directly in front of the noun like this. So it'll be かっこいい歌い方. And then whose cool way of singing? It's this person's. So we put no, the possessive marker, here. So it's その人のかっこいい歌い方が好き. So I like his cool voice. I like his cool way of singing, so I want to go see him in concert. Okay, good work, everybody. Thanks for showing up and, getting your practice in before the test. I hope this helped. I hope you feel more confident going into it. Give you a review of our schedule for next week. Yuka Sensei, N1, N2, and N3. And then up until the test, I think she'll also have lives the following week. I just don't have them written here because we didn't have space. But yeah, about 3 weeks left until the test. Keep reviewing. Do your best. Get lots of sleep, drink lots of water. It's a really hot summer for those of you who it's summer right now. Yeah, have a good night or a good day. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.